Hello friends, welcome to our YouTube channel Mechanical Kida. My name is Akshay Pimpre. Today we will discuss about different types of the chip formation processes, different types of the surface finishing processes, and different types of the milling operation. Let's we start. There are different types of the chip formation processes are turning, drilling, boring, shaping, planing, milling, broaching, and grooving. These are the different types of the chip formation processes. Then we will go for the different types of the milling operation. For example, plane milling operation, face milling operation, end milling operation, straddle milling operation, gang milling operation, angular milling operation, form milling operation, slot milling operation. Finally, we will discuss about different types of the surface finishing processes and its application, lapping, buffing, honing and bunching. So, first chip formation process is turning. Let's see here this diagram. This is a single point cutting tool and this is the workpiece. Workpiece is held on the chuck. Turning is basically lathe machine process which perform on over the lathe machine. This workpiece which is held inside the chuck, this is the chuck of the lathe machine and it will keep rotating and this tool get fit to the workpiece. This is a single point cutting tool. Why it is called a single point cutting tool? Because only the one point of the cutting tool keep contact with the workpiece. Sorry. Only the one point of the cutting tool keep contact with the workpiece and these types of the chips are removed from the workpiece. This is the chip formation process. Then there are different types of the turning processes. Plane turning. Plane turning means the diameter of the workpiece get changed along the length of the workpiece. But along the length of the workpiece, the diameter keep constant. Then it is called as a plane turning. What is a step turning? The diameter of the workpiece along the length not constant. Here the diameter of the workpiece get different. Here the diameter of the workpiece get different. Here the diameter of the workpiece get different. Then it's called as the step turning. This is the difference between the plane turning and step turning. Finally, taper turning. Taper turning is used to produce the taper surface over the workpiece. For this purpose, we will use the form tool. This tool is feeding to the workpiece and form the taper surface. This is not a single point cutting tool. These are all the this in this process there is single point cutting tool. See this video. This is a single point cutting tool. It will continue feeding to the workpiece and workpiece is rotated at a certain RPM and these chips are formed. Then drilling. For drilling we will use a drill bit of the different diameters. Different diameters means what amount of the diameter drill hole is bored inside the workpiece. That amount of the diameter of the drill bit we will use. This is a simple geometry of the drill bit. This is a body. This portion of the drill tool get insert inside the workpiece. Means these flutes are remove the burr which are formed. Burr means chips are formed inside the workpiece and cutting edge will create the hole inside the workpiece and shank is held inside the tailstock and this is the it is also one of the basic lathe operation which operation is performed over the lathe. So workpiece is held on the chuck. This is the chuck of the lathe machine and it will keep rotating at a certain rpm. This is the hand wheel. By rotation of the hand wheel we will give feed to the tool and it will create the hole inside the workpiece. So let's see this diagram. This wheel is rotating by hand and the drill bit is moved means drill bit is fit toward the workpiece and this workpiece is keep rotating and create the drill inside the workpiece. This is the best simple drilling operation. So boring. Boring means what? It is also one of the drilling operation. Boring means nothing but different. In boring operation, what we do? Basically, in boring operation, this is a drill hole. This workpiece and this is a drill hole inside the workpiece. What we'll do in boring? In boring, we will enlarge the drill hole. Means this is the drill hole. We enlarging it. This is enlarged. This the boring tool is used for the boring operation. It is also single point cutting tool because let's see here only one point of the drilling boring tool is contact with workpiece. So that's why it is called as the boring operation. Boring operation is also similar. This is the this also perform on the lathe. This is chuck of the lathe and workpiece is hold inside the chuck and it will keep rotating and enlarge the previous drill hole. So next is shaping operation. Shaping operation is also the chip formation operation. It will perform on the shaper machine. This is the shaper machine setup. It will works on the principle of the Whitworth quick return mechanism. Whitworth quick return mechanism principle is what? The forward stroke is cutting stroke and the return stroke is ideal stroke. Let's see here. The material, this is the workpiece and this is single point cutting tool and the workpiece is kept fixed over the table. So the single point cutting tool cut the workpiece, cut the material over the workpiece only during the forward stroke. There is no material cutting during the return stroke. So it works on the Whitworth quick return mechanism. In shaper machine, workpiece is kept stationary and tool is move along the surface of the workpiece. Shaping operation is basically used for the small workpieces. Then planing. Planing operation is basically performed over the planers. This is a planing machine setup. This is the table. This in this operation, workpiece table is fixed. In this operation, table is moved. That means this difference in between the two. Shaping operation is performed for the heavy or bulky or large workpieces. In this operation is suitable for the small workpieces. The workpiece is kept on the table and this is a tool head. Tool head feeding here and remove the material over the workpiece. This is the difference between the planing and shaping. Planing operation is performed over the planer and it is suitable for the large workpieces. Then milling. Milling is the operation. In milling operation, there is no single point cutting tool. This is show the multi points. So material removal rate of the milling process is so large. There are two basic principles of the milling operation: up milling operation and down milling operation. In up milling operation, cutting tool and the table is feed in different direction. Cutting tool will rotate in this direction and feed the feed given to the table or workpiece in this direction. Means both are in opposite direction, then it is called as the up milling. Down milling means what? The table, the feed is given to the table in right direction and the cutter is also rotate in anti-clockwise direction. Means the the feed given to the table and the cutter is rotate in the same direction, then it is called as the down milling operation. Now we see the different types of the milling operation. First is plain milling operation. Why it is called as a plain milling operation? When this is the plain milling cutter which is hold on the arbor, this is the arbor and arbor is connected to spindle and spindle is connected to the motor. That's why spindle get rotated because of the motor. Let's see plain milling operation. Why it is called as plain milling operation? This is a plain milling cutter. When plain milling cutter is moved parallel to the workpiece and removes the material in that way, then it is called as the plane milling operation. This is a workpiece, this is the milling cutter, and this is a workpiece. It removes the material parallelly, then it is called as the plane milling operation. Face milling. When milling cutter is used to remove the material over the face of the workpiece, then it is called as the face milling operation. In face milling operation, the milling cutter and the workpiece are perpendicular to each other. This is called as the face milling operation. Then end milling. End milling means what? When this is the end milling cutter and workpiece. When end milling, when milling cutter is used to create the slots on the workpiece from this end to this end, then it is called as the end milling operation. Or when we require to finish the jobs at the ends of the workpiece, then end milling operation is used. In end milling operation, tool is perpendicular. In this operation, tool is also perpendicular to the axis of the workpiece. So, in end milling operation, tool is perpendicular to the axis of the workpiece, similar like the face milling. In face milling also, tool is perpendicular to the workpiece. End milling operation basically create the slots and grooves. I said before it, where when end milling operation is used to create the slot on the workpiece from this end to end, or finish the workpiece at the edges. This will show the finish the workpiece at the edges. Then straddle milling operation. Straddle milling operation means this is the arbor. This is the arbor and this is the arbor and this is a spacer. When two milling cutters are mounted on the same arbor, this one is same arbor. When two milling cutters are mounted on the same arbor and it is separated by the spacer, then it is called as the straddle milling operation. And both milling cutters remove the material from the workpiece simultaneously. Straddle milling operation. When two milling cutters mounted on the same arbor and separated by the spacer, both milling cutter remove the material simultaneously, then it is called a straddle milling operation. These both milling cutters are moved parallelly, similar to the plane milling operation. These milling cutters move parallelly to the workpiece. Then it is called a straddle milling operation. Gang milling operation. What's happening in gang milling operation? Three or more cutters are mounted on the same arbor. Let's see. This is the arbor. This is the milling cutters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Three or more. When three or more cutters are mounted on the same arbor to remove the material from the workpiece, then it is known as the gang milling operation. Why perform gang milling operation? Because material removal rate on the workpiece in gang milling operation is more than the other operation. So our time will save in this operation. These all milling cutters will remove the material simultaneously like the straddle milling operation. This is similar like the straddle milling operation. Angular milling operation. In angular milling operation, there is a angular milling cutter mounted on the elbow and this is the workpiece. In angular milling operation, single angular milling, there is a single angular milling cutter mounted on the elbow. And in angular milling operation, angular milling cutter is not perpendicular or not parallel to the axis of the workpiece. Angular milling cutter is basically used to produce the angular surfaces, chamfers, grooves on the workpiece and produces the V blocks also. Examples, it also produces the V blocks, means it creates the angular surfaces, it also creates to use the chamfers. That means this angular milling cutter is here, then it create the chamfer at these surfaces. So, and it also create the grooves. This is the one kind of angular surfaces, also grooves also. Then foam milling. In foam milling operations, we will create the complex shapes which is not produced by the other milling operation. For this purpose, we use the foam milling cutter. This is foam milling cutter which produces the complex shapes. Also, convex is the convex and concave also. This is the concave shape. It also produces the convex shape on the workpiece. This milling cutter is mounted on the board and rotating at some speed and get fit to the workpiece, and it produces the V that's complex shapes like the convex and concave. In this foam milling operation, we need the milling cutter shape as per we require the profile on the workpiece. Then it is called as the foam milling operation. Slot milling. Slot milling operation, we need the milling cutter as per the we require the slots on the workpiece. For T slot, we require the T slot milling cutter. See here, the slots is like the T shape. Is a milling cutter, is a workpiece. In this operation, the milling cutter is perpendicular to the workpiece. In slot milling operation is used to create the slots on the workpiece. In slot milling operation, T slot or end milling cutters also are used. End milling, let's see, end milling. Okay. Why we use the end milling to create the slot from the this end to the this end. Similar also in the slot milling. Broaching. Broaching is also to create the enlarge the hole of the workpiece. Let's see here. This is the broaching tool. This is the roughing surface of the broaching tool. This roughing surface removes the more amount of the material from the workpiece, and this is a semi-finished surface which removes the less amount of the material from the workpiece and giving the slight finish on the workpiece roughing roughing surface. Then finally finishing teeth. These finishing teeth remove the very less amount of the material and giving the very fine finishing over the workpiece. Let's see in the animation diagram. This is our component and this is the broaching tool. This retrieving head push the tool in downward direction and broach head take this tool in the downward action. There are two basic types of the broaching tools: pull type broaching tool and push type broaching tool. What is the purpose of the broaching? Enlarge the hole of the workpiece or also giving the finishing inside the hole of the workpiece. There are two basic purpose of the broaching operation: enlarge the diameter of the whole workpiece hole and giving the internal finishing to the surface. This is the broaching. Then grinding. Basically, why grinding operation is needed? Single point cutting tool. Many times single point cutting tool get blunt. Means the sharp corner of the single point cutting tool get blunt, then it is not useful to remove the chips from the workpiece. So we feeding to the grinding wheel and sharpen it. That's why grinding is needed. Or there are many purposes to the grinding operation. For example, there is some burr over the workpiece. Then we feed the workpiece to the grinding wheel and remove the burr from the workpiece. For the grinding is also called as the finishing process because it removes the workpiece and finish the workpiece. That's why we use the grinding process. This is a grinding wheel which is made up from the different types of the abrasive like the silicon carbide, aluminum oxide, diamond. These form of the abrasive wheels are used on the grinding wheel. This spindle connected to the motor which drives this wheel, and this is a coolant. The diagram will show workpiece. If the surface of the workpiece having some irregularities or irregularities or some amount of the burr, Then this workpiece will feed to the grinding wheel, and then this workpiece will remove some amount of the burring material from the workpiece. Then we will go for the different types of the finishing process. First is lapping. In lapping process, lapping is the machining process in which two surfaces are rubbed together with abrasive material between them by hand or machine. Lapping is the process which is done with the help of the hand or with the help of the machine. This is the basic working principle diagram of the lapping process. This is our lapping plate. Lapping plate. This is our workpiece. This blue color are our workpiece, and this is a pressure plate. Pressure plate applies the pressures on this workpiece, and these are the abrasive material which are glued with some material, mineral oil, etc. So this lapping plate rotate continuously. Let's see the working of this process. This lap will rotate continuously, and this pressure plate are connected with the workpiece. These are the blue colors workpiece. This workpiece are feed are pressed against these abrasive particles are glued with some material. When this plate is keep rotating, and this our workpiece get contact with the abrasive, then fine amount of the material get removed over the workpiece. That's why it will remove some amount of the material over the workpiece. Then some amount of the surface finish is obtained over the workpiece. This pressure plate is used to press the workpiece against the abrasive because to obtain the some amount of the finishing over the workpiece. This is the basic simple lapping process. The abrasives are used in lapping process as silicon carbide, aluminum oxide, boron carbide, and diamond. And the different vehicle materials means these materials are mixed with the abrasive, machining oil, rape oil, grease. Then value of the surface roughness obtained by lapping process means how much amount of the surface finishing obtained on the lapping process by using the lapping process 0.08 to 0.25 microns. It is a precision operation. What for what materials lapping process is suitable? Cast iron, rubber, carbon, ceramic, stainless steel, bronze, silicon, plastic, tungsten. These materials get lapped by the lapping process. There are different applications, industrial applications of the lapping. Lapping process is used for the whole manufacturing, automotive industry, pump manufacturing, air compressor industry, electronic industry. That's it. Once again, I will explain the lapping process. This is our workpiece in this blue color. This is a lap plate which will rotate continuously, and this one is the abrasive particle are glue. These are the abrasive particle are glued with this material, grease, machine oil, wrap oil. This is the abrasive particle acts as a chalky paste. So this pressure plate are connected with the workpiece, which applying the pressure on the workpiece, and these workpiece are pressed against this layer and separated by this layer. So there is a contact between the abrasives and this plate. So because of contact, some rubbing action is happening with the workpiece and the abrasive. That's why, and this lap plate will continue rotate. So this is rotating down plate, and this workpiece get rubbed with the abrasives. So small amount of the material get removed from this surface. So finishing obtained over the workpiece. We will go for the honing. Honing is the abrasive machining process that produces the precision surface on the metal workpiece by scrubbing an abrasive stones against the against along a control path. So this is a this is our honing tool. Honing tools. Along the honing tool there is a honing sticks along the circumference of the tool. Honing sticks. This is our main part of the tool get contact with the workpiece. So this is the driving motor. This is the universal joints. Let's see. I will explain you. I explain you the basic setup diagram and the process. This is the driving motor which drive the spindle. Because of the rotation of the spindle, there is a micrometer adjustment which adjusts the reciprocating motion. Micrometer adjustment which adjusts the reciprocating motion of the honing tool for up and down. And the spindle, because of the spindle which rotate the tool inside the workpiece. This is spindle which rotate the this honing tool inside the workpiece. So because of rotation of the workpiece, because of rotation of the tool inside the workpiece, and also at the same time workpiece a tool is also reciprocate. That's why cross hatch pattern surface finish is obtained inside the work, and we get the some amount of the fine finishing inside the work. It's the basic working operation of the honing process. There are four basic types of the abrasives used in honing process: corundum, silicon carbide, cubic boron nitride, diamond. The value of surface roughness obtained by the honing process is 0.13 to 1.25 micron. The honing process is suitable for the materials like cast iron, stainless steel, tungsten, carbide, and non-metallic materials. The applications honing process is used in the engine cylinder block. There is a similar like the cylinder which is suitable for the engine cylinder block, cylinder sleeves, gears, rotary parts. Basically, honing process is suitable for the rotary parts, oil nozzle pump, brake valve, hydraulic cylinder, supercharger, and steering gears, etc. Lastly, buffing. What is buffing? Buffing is the finishing process for smoothing a workpiece surface using the abrasives and the work wheel or a leather strop. Technically, polishing refers to process that use an abrasive that is glued to the work wheel, while buffing uses a loose abrasive applied to the work wheel. This is a simple diagram of the buffing setup diagram. This is a buffing wheel. This buffing wheel is made up from the cloths. 5 or 6 cloth straps are collected together and which are glued with some abrasive material. Then buffing wheel is formed. There are different kind of the material is used for the buffing wheel. There is cotton, sisal, canvas, and chamois. Basically, cotton and canvas is used for the buffing wheel. This will show is the buffing wheel. Four or more gold round cloths are collected together and sew it together. Then it forms the buffing wheel. Uh, then it forms the buffing wheel. This buffing wheel get glue with some abrasive particles. What kind of the abrasive particles are glue with buffing wheel? Silicon carbide and aluminous oxide. These abrasive particles are glued with the buffing wheel. Then buffing wheel are feed against the workpiece and it will remove the material in very small amount. This is a this process will remove very small amount of the material than other processes. This is the buffing process. This is the spindle and on which the buffing wheel is mounted. This is the buffing wheel, and buffing compound means the abrasive particles are glued with the buffing wheel. Materials suitable for the buffing process: metal, plastic, ceramic, glass, wood, stone, silicon, and opticals. Applications of the buffing: tools, fixtures, sports item, household utensils, as you seen here, utensils, automobile, bicycles, motorcycle parts, etc.